o'clock, the lights shut off, and I was like, no, I'm not ready for that. And I went like this to get it to come on again. And it came on, and about 5 seconds later, thoing, and you heard this like crashing noise without it actually falling to the floor. Because as it gave away from the plate, I don't know, but they're going to have somebody come in the morning. I had to go down to the office because the phone's not working. And it's just been one of those freaking days. So the poor Heimdall leaped up because here it is hanging and swinging from the ceiling, and it scared the heck out of both of us. It's been an interesting day. So needless to say, we're a little late coming on because we had to go downstairs and wait around for the office person to respond to the buzzer. They have a doorbell that you push and it goes to the person's room, and because they don't man the desk the whole night. So, and there was somebody else who was having trouble getting inside because his key cards got too close to his phone and his wallet, I guess. Anyhow, neither of them worked. So, been one of those days. But I've had that happen a couple of times where I was carrying the card and my phone and carried the card and the phone in the same hand. Oops. Then I get to the room and I can't get in because the card doesn't work. Yeah. The song Just Another Manic Monday has really fit for today. Only it was Sunday, but yeah. Anyhow. So we're having one of those days. Hi, yes. You're very cute and you're very determined to play ball. Hey, Terry. This ball doesn't go the direction that you expect it to because of the shape. So you toss it and it goes. I don't have any plans for anything. I would drive on holidays. Well, I can't do that anymore. It was a 2-pack and I think I got them at Target. It might have been Walmart. The brand is Earth Rated. They are here on TikTok Shop because they sent me a smaller version of that for him. And that's the one I keep in my purse for when we end up going to use a bathroom that's a private, just single stall bathroom or no stall, whatever. I will take the leash off, and for however long it takes me in there, I let him chase the ball around, and it gets a little of the zoomies out. Yep, here he is. Hi. All right. Enough. Thank you. No. I appreciate it, but thank you. Oh, I got the side eye for telling him no. Ooh, Deutschland. Are we having fun? You got a big grin on your face. He's still a little stressed out about that light falling out of the ceiling. I haven't gotten any of those for him because most of the ones I've seen are so huge that I don't think he would do very well chewing on them. My dad's mother, grandmother, and aunt, Tante Amma, were all from Germany. So I may not be able to speak German, but I can pronounce things correctly if I have a moment to figure it out. Yeah, he does. He's a snuggler. He'll snuggle for a little while, then he gets too hot and he goes to the foot of the bed. But yeah, he's a snuggler. Yes and no. I've been around Germans so much in my life that I can pick it up easier than Spanish or other languages. I've been around Italians a lot too. You would think I would have learned some Italian, but not very much. Yeah, my grandparents left Germany. My grandmother or great grandmother and her two daughters came to upstate New York around 1905, I think it was. Grandma was a little girl at the time, and she married Grandpa Ross, who came here from Italy about the same time. And their first was my dad, and he was born in 1918. So Dad was born during I think World War I, and then he tried to join the military, but he went and signed up, and his boss went in the next day and said, "You can't take him. He's too important here," because he was a chemical engineer, and they needed him here for the war effort. So he got himself in really, really bad with his boss for going and signing up. Did I pick up what you're putting down? I have no idea. Yours were forced to leave. Oh, well, I had friends whose parents were in Germany during World War II. They were young adults. And his mother was forced to make the uniforms for the SS, I think. Because she was a tailor. And at night she worked as a radar tech, because you either fought on the German side or you were incarcerated as a Jewish sympathizer. And his dad, same thing, was forced to become a infantryman, and he was captured on the Russian front and was one of the few who succeeded to escape. And they met in Trier, where they both were from, and got married after the war, and came to first Canada and then down to Florida. He had a construction business, and they owned a hotel on the beach, on Madeira Beach. And Arnold and I were in grade school together. and high school. And then PVTI. It was like my third day at PVTI. And I rounded a corner heading to a class, and I went, Arnold? And he went, Rose? And that's how we started hanging out and then dating. And then he met one of my classmates, and she started dating him after I did. She kind of intruded. She was not a good friend. Kaylin, it's been a day. See the dangling light? It is literally hanging from the power cord clip, whatever. The lights in here are on a timer. And if you are not moving around, waving your arms, doing something, moving, they shut off. So I was sitting here. It was a little bit after 10. I was getting ready to go on live, and the lights went out. And I went like this to get them to come back on, and it did. And 5 seconds after the lights came on, that one went thunk and fell out of the ceiling. And I thought they were can lights. No, they're just LEDs that are basically clipped to the ceiling. So there's one here, and there's another one over the bed. So yeah, they are motion activated, and they will shut off after a certain period of time. And the bathroom one, oh, that one's really annoying, because I'm not exactly sure. It's not a ceiling light. It's actually the mirror. And I have to sit there with my phone, the stand pulled as far out as I can, and wave it in front of the mirror to get it to come back on. So that's been interesting. Yeah. It's been one of those days. But that fell out of the ceiling, and poor Heimdall, I had to take him outside because he had the you-know-what scared out of him. It's been one of those days. It's just been one of those days. Oh, dear. Let's see, 11:41. That's 10:41 in Texas. I wonder if she's up. I'm going to see if I can get Sharon to join us. Billy's in New York. There's Sharon. I totally missed her live this evening because I think I took a nap. Yeah, I took a nap. I did some videos that are in draft, and yeah, the stress from the morning, the activities made me want to take a nap really bad. So I did from like 5 until 7:30, and I missed her live. Yeah, nothing beats a good nap. You're right. It's so right. Hey, Papa Bear. Yes, he curls right up with me. In fact, I'm sitting here on the live. He is sound asleep on my foot right now. Yeah, today was definitely a day. It was not the best day. Oh, and I had a phone call from Michael there in DeLand. No, not DeLand. Davenport. It's over near Disney. He was with cousins in Jacksonville, so they made it to Davenport, and his wife and kids came over from here, and they forgot his father forgot his blood sugar monitoring and insulin. And so they called me up, can you by any chance bring it over? And I'm like, Michael, if I still had the Kia, I would have no problem. But this car, no, I'm not really secure on that long of a drive. And besides, after the tire blew on me the other day, I'm afraid the other one's going to go. And he goes, oh yeah, that's probably wise that we don't do anything till you can replace that other tire. I said, yeah, exactly. So anyhow, I guess they found some way to get somebody over there with the medication. But yeah, there was about a half hour that I thought I was going to be driving to Davenport, or at least halfway there. He was going to see if someone could meet me halfway, and it didn't happen anyway. I didn't have to go. But it's really weird when the light is not on in the bathroom. I don't know if y'all can hear that tick, 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 tick. It sounds like there's water dripping, but there's no water dripping in my bathroom. So I think it's coming from upstairs. They've got a slow drip in their tub or something. So anyhow. Oh dear. Sorry about that, Terry. Nope, it's here. And I'll turn the light on in the bathroom and the sound goes away because, of course, there's an exhaust fan. So what you hear is the exhaust fan for the next 15 minutes, and then the light shuts off, and all of a sudden you hear tick, 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 tick. I'm so used to it now, it doesn't bother me, but anyhow. And it stops. It's not continuous. It's really weird. Anyway. Better than hearing meow. It is very rhythmic, yes. The spinning blue and pink dot means that you've lost signal, and it's trying to find Is that important, Heather? Um, 80. $85, I think. Yeah, I worked at JCPenney's in 84 and met Jeannie, who worked with me there. And I was a really fast-moving little ant. Anyway, she was Mormon, and I started going with her. I do too, and these are the little ghost ones. So there's just like 2 or 3, and they drive me crazy. I've wiped things down a few times with a dish rag with Dawn, paper towel actually, that I get damp with a little bit of Dawn on it, and that keeps them away for about 24 hours, and then they're back again. They are attracted to water, but there's no water sitting here. I don't know. Anyway, Mormons are the kings of multi-level marketing. I have never heard that before, but okay. I guess if you look at the way the church is structured, that could actually be sort of a weird truth. I call them ghost ants because they're the little tiny, they're really, really tiny, and they're almost clear. So, yeah, Catholic Church especially, but yeah, I never really thought about it like that. But yeah, we were at the church one Sunday when a little boy started to have a seizure. And Terry, that's funny. Anyway, the little boy started to have a seizure, and they rushed him to the hospital. He had a brain tumor, and the surgeon, who was actually one of the church members, went right with them to the hospital. And we all stayed, and we prayed for this little boy. And we got a call 3 hours later that when the surgeon finally, they got him sedated, and they opened his skull up. Literally, he put his hand out, and this tumor, which was full of tentacles going into the brain, and they didn't think they were ever going to be able to remove it, it just let go and fell out into his hands. And he was like, that's the power of prayer. And so the little boy is perfectly fine. He's grown up now. I mean, that was 85. Needless to say, that was a life-changing moment for me, and I joined the church. Yeah, a miracle of huge magnitude. And it's just one of those moments that you just don't forget. But anyhow, I joined the church, and the day that I got baptized into the Mormon church, I met this fellow who was an elder in the church, and I was caught off guard by his personality, and he wooed me and married me very rapidly, and then disappeared with everything of value that I owned about 10 days later. So, yeah. And I quit going to church after that for quite a long time. But once you're on the books as Mormon, you're on the books. And when my dad needed hospice care in Virginia, the hospice people were Mormon. And they found out that I had been even briefly Mormon. And when Dad passed away, they sent me a very beautiful letter. And they checked on me every couple of months to see how I was doing. And the same when Mom died, they checked on me and were very considerate. And that kind of brought me back a little bit into the fold. And then when I moved back to Florida, I was struggling, and the Mormon Church, right when I was trying to get help, I got a phone call while I was on hold with one of the services in Tampa, because I was living in Tampa at the time. And it was the Mormon Church calling to just update my registry because they couldn't find me in Virginia. And I told him what was going on, and he said, oh, well, you need to contact your local ward and talk to the bishop. So he got me in touch with the bishop, and they helped me, and I've been semi back in the church. I am not a faithful churchgoer. I will be the first to admit it, mostly because I am not a morning person, and it's very hard for me to get going that early. But I do what I can to support the church. I can't tithe because I barely have enough to survive on myself. But my form of tithing is to every other Wednesday do the grocery pickup for other family members who don't have a vehicle, have no way of getting it, up until recently. And now they've kind of removed that from me because I don't know where I am from week to week. And so last week was the grocery pickup, and the only one I had was my own. And I got apples, bananas, and 2 cans of black olives, 2 cans of the beef stew, and 2 cans of the roast beef, which I use when I make the beef ramen. And so anyhow, the guy who was stake president when I married that husband had been my mom's partners, so to speak, in the real estate office. He was the one that was mentoring her when she first got her license, because Dad was only part-time with the real estate. He was full-time as a stockbroker. So Mom joined the same office, Gower and Goheen, and Bill Guest was the president back then of the Mormon Church, and he also was a real estate agent. And his wife she was still alive when I started going back to the church. And she was attending the Seminole ward because she's living now over in the retirement village off of Seminole Boulevard that I can't think of the name of at the moment. Freedom Square. And so that's in Seminole Ward. But she went to St. Pete Ward, where I'm currently a member, for a long time, because that was her husband's ward. But yeah. It was very conservative. It was off-white. I got married in an ivory dress because it was a second marriage for me. But, well, not necessarily, Marlene. But a majority of the people in at least the Salt Lake area are Mormon. My cousin lives in Provo. She is not Mormon. So I don't think that Barbara's even religious, so to speak. I don't think Aunt Roseanne really went to church. So anyhow, Caden Cardiff, the actor that one of the ones in the verticals that I follow, he grew up Mormon, but he is not. He says, what was he said in his live? Something about, do you think I'm still Mormon? No, not at all. So he said he left the church. But anyhow. This day has been just way too weird. I should eat something. My lunch is finally like left the building, so to speak. But I am not inspired to cook anything tonight. No, I've not found out what that kitchen tool is. I think that is the funniest thing ever. I dropped it down into here, so let's see if I can pull it up. Yeah, this is it. Does anybody have any idea what this is? I've been married 4 times. I will never get married again. I will never date again. I'm not interested anymore. I've had too many, maybe, squash scraper? Yeah, that actually makes sense. Removing pumpkin seeds, squash seeds, gourd seeds, whatever. That would make sense. Melons, yeah. Not necessarily a melon baller, but yeah. All I know is I pulled this out of the box and I went, what? I have never seen anything. No, it's not for noodles. It's way too serrated. It would just tear the noodles up. It's self-defense woman. So, I don't know. I don't use GPT, so I have no idea. I can see it would be very good for a fish scrape. Oh, for getting rid of fish scales, maybe. I don't know. Anyhow, I saw it and I just went, what? That is the set I'm going to keep, though, because that's the green set. And it has the cutting board, the knives, everything. So. But you know, it would be really good for de-seeding, like butternut squash and, oh, my favorite, acorn squash. I love acorn squash. He just left my feet and went back to the bed. It's right there. We've had quite the day. We're both a little stressed out. I know. I like to just season the inside of the acorn squash. You cut it in half, you de-seed it, season the inside with salt, pepper, and maybe paprika or something. And you put it down and put oil on it. Bake it in the oven for at least an hour to get it really soft. And then you shell it out, put it into a pot with, now I can't use heavy cream, so I use chèvre and goat milk and seasoning, and I make just this heavenly pumpkin soup. Chicken stock, and add chicken stock. But today was a day. Today was a day. It was one of those Murphy's Law kind of days. I thought my checkout was tomorrow. Evidently, it was today. There was a whole thing. And I had to go downstairs and figure out a way to pay for a couple of days so that I wouldn't be moving out and living in my car tonight. Way too hot for that. Yeah. So we're fixed, we're situated. But oh God, I sat down in the lobby trying to figure that out this morning, and then came back up to the room and just went live for an hour. No, I ended up on live for 3 hours. Planned to only be here for an hour and was on for 3. So it's just the way the day went. Then I did a couple of videos that are in draft, and took a nap. Just got back up and was sitting here planning to go live, and the lights went out because they're on a timer, and I waved my arm for the light to come back on. And 5 seconds after the light came back on, that one fell off the ceiling. It's hanging by its power cord. It's an LED. So anyway, Heimdall and I both kind of like lost it at that point. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm going to fix. I may go girl dinner again tonight. I don't know. It's just, the heat has been incredibly just, what the heck this year. And technically we're still early in the summer. So I don't even know what I want to eat. It's so late. In the fridge, not that much. I'll be finished with all of that. But I've got canned goods, which that's no problem. Yeah, June was brutal, and we're heading into July looking even worse. Yeah, olives. I have half a cucumber left. I have olives. Do I have canned tuna? I think I've got a can of tuna. I could do girl dinner. I've got Ritz crackers. I've got canned tuna. Oh, I love bok choy. I would never have regrets eating bok choy. Girl dinner is when you kind of just throw things together and call it dinner. So your guts say otherwise. Well, bok choy is a form of cabbage. So you're probably, the cruciferous vegetable is probably, shrimp tacos. I haven't had shrimp tacos in forever because, well, 90% of what goes on it I can't eat. So I guess whatever guys would throw, guy dinner is probably ramen or hot dogs. Something really easy. I don't like kimchi because it's too spicy for me. And I don't have any mini pepperonis, or I would be snacking on those. They are good. They're a favorite. Terry, my mom and I played 3 games of Scrabble every single night from the time I was about 9 years old until I was 18. So yeah, I am very good at Scrabble. So yeah, if a guy had a choice of what you'd serve at a wedding, it would be the what do they call them, pigs in blankets, and chili, fresh, really hot chili. It would be things that were not wet. Yeah, hungry man dinner, right? No, it was way too hot for me yesterday. I did not go. I've seen it. There are a couple of new hot pots on there that, yeah, I'm an ally, but there was no way I was, for one thing, I am so uncomfortable in big crowds these days. So, I've got the stew and I've got some fresh vegetables that I could cut up and cook in the pan first before I put the stew in. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, y'all are coming to the kitchen. What? Okay. This is Mommy standing. What are we doing? Where are we going? What's going on? Let me close the door to the bathroom. There we go. So, like I said, we have beef stew from the church and fully cooked beef. This is also from the church. And then black olives. So I'm going to use one of the beef stews. I also get Deseret Farms. That's the church's business. So that's chicken rotini soup. All into the one bag. That's right. I condensed things yesterday. Okay. I'm forever having to wipe down this counter because of the itty bitty ants. grease splatter off from making bacon this morning. Okay, and okay, I don't know that we're about finished with that. Not a lot of bell pepper left here. I hate when it goes slightly slimy. Okay. Trying to there we go. A little bit of bacon grease just to season the pan. Okay. All right. And there's just a little bit of the orange bell pepper left too, that I think I can salvage from this. Don't want any seeds. And you remove that little white pith. Okay. broccoli. Sorry, I'm concentrating on what I'm doing here. Carrots, sugar snap peas. I'm just trying to make sure that my stew is not just canned stew, it's beefed up with a lot of vegetables, so it's healthier. So we've got a little broccoli, a little sugar snap peas. I've cut up 2 carrots, a little bit of bell pepper, a nice sized hunk of cauliflower. I like cauliflower. Almost better than broccoli. Raw cauliflower is firmer, but cooked cauliflower like melts, which is why it makes really good like a mash, a fake mashed potato. You can saute it up and make like a buffalo chicken with it too. A vegan version. Okay. our sugar snap pea in. Okay. I love how I stand there looking for the can opener. I hate when it does that. One thing I love about electric can openers is they have the little magnet that catches that. Okay. Added some chicken stock only because I don't have any beef stock, but I'll let it cook down just a little bit. Soften the veggies up. And I'll thicken the gravy back up. Okay. That was the tops of the bell peppers, the all seed part that I just threw away. Okay, so let me move this here and I will give a quick wash to the things that are in the sink. So this is the one made for pasta. This is the one you use to fish spaghetti out of the pot. Because it gets you the spaghetti that doesn't take all the pasta water with it. And this is what I cooked my breakfast in. This is the pot that I used, and this is the heating section. But you can also cook in this part. So it's a two-part. This is the little insert for my rice robot, little tiny pot. That makes enough rice for maybe 3 people if you're just doing rice. But when I use it for a meal, it's perfect because it's, you know, the rice, the meat, the liquid, whatever, or ramen in the case of making ramen. It's a perfect pot of ramen, and I usually can get like a meal and a half out of the ramen because I add so much vegetables and stuff to it. So okay. That's everything that needed washing. And this needs a stir. What the heck? How on earth? Oh, okay. It came off of one of the bell peppers. I didn't notice it was on there. I had a little, you know, the label. Not quite enough. When I can cut a carrot with the spatula, then it's ready. Heimdall's back on the bed asleep. He says, I've got my eye on you. What's the song from The Halloween movie with the Sanderson sisters. I cast a spell on you, and now you're mine. Rice would take too long, but a few egg noodles cooked into the sauce. That'll soak up some of the excess liquid, and about the time the carrots are ready, so will it. Again, I do after we go for our last walk. Yep, no, I went from girl dinner straight to dinner. Yeah, it could be guy dinner. I didn't feel like a cold dinner, that's the problem. And girl dinner would have been cold dinner. So I'll take him back downstairs one more time before we go to bed. Okay, I'm going to let that. Somebody set me a timer for 5 minutes. That should be just long enough. I got to sit down for a minute. Why did we block Beth? I didn't see what she said or did, so I don't know why y'all blocked her. Oh. We had a little discussion about how I hate people calling what I wear as a dress a muumuu. They're not muumuus, they're dresses. It's completely different. So, it's like, be respectful. When, oh, I bet that was fun. Hey, Deborah. I didn't move. I got evicted from my home, and I've been living in my car or hotel rooms ever since. Well, a friend's house for a short period of time, then Karin. Anyway, yeah. It was dead of winter when I had to move. So, anyhow. Yeah, I'm good tonight. Had a little the lights in this room shut off after a certain time if you're not moving around. And that happened just as I was getting ready to go live at 10 o'clock. So I waved my arms and the light came back on. And 5 seconds after the light came on, the one over the kitchen area close to the front door went plunk and fell out of the ceiling. And it made a loud noise, even though it didn't fall all the way to the floor. It's hanging by its connector, its power connector. So, but it's hanging from the ceiling. Scared the pants out of poor Heimdall. I wasn't too happy about it either, but Heimdall just absolutely lost his mind. So it was an evening. So I had to go downstairs, and it was after 10, so there was nobody at the desk, and I had to push the bell and wait. And by the time I got back to the room, it was 11:30 or 11:15. So dinner is cooking now. That got thrown off course and schedule too. So it's noodles with a whole lot of vegetables and 1 can of the beef stew. So it's cooking on the stove. His name is the Norse god who guards the Rainbow Bridge, Heimdall. And I named him that because a friend of mine who has a mini poodle, his name is Odin, which is the All-Father in Norse mythology. So I just went with a theme since we didn't have... No, there's nobody on to fix it at night, so he's coming in the morning to fix it. But I had to wait for someone to make a report of it. Yes, I have an Amazon account. So, anyway, the person who was in here with the name Deutschland, they probably would already know where the Heimdall came from. But they're healthy on a spectrum. I try to make it healthier by adding a whole lot of fresh vegetables or frozen vegetables if I don't have fresh. If I have a refrigerator with a freezer, I get frozen because you can get more for less. But I got the broccoli from the church. I got the bagged broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, sugar snap peas, and rainbow carrots at Walmart. So it is expensive to eat healthy. Healthy Rewards card does help for at least half the month. So, okay, let's see if these noodles are getting there. And it's thickened up a little bit. And I was able to cut a carrot with the spatula. Okay. And there's my meal. And let me put seltzer. Okay. I have something to drink. And I cooked it just long enough that the noodles are tender and the carrots could cut with the spatula. So now I gotta let it cool a little bit. So, it's hot. You can see there's broccoli, there's cauliflower, there's red and orange bell pepper, the last of what I had. There's some sugar snap peas and rainbow carrots. And then 1 can of beef stew. And I added a small handful of egg noodles just to absorb some of the excess liquid. So I try to make sure there's enough vegetables in whatever I'm eating that I'm getting all the nutrients and not just eating a ramen or whatever. I'm surviving, Max. I'm surviving. Life could be better, but it could be worse, so I'm not going to complain. It's just been a day. Perfect. The vegetables are al dente. Tender, but not cooked down to mush. No, since I lost my Kia Soul, the car I'm driving now is not good enough to continue driving Lyft. So I may attempt to do DoorDash again, though I'm really leery of it since climbing stairs is not really in my wheelhouse. And a lot of people live in apartments. But yep, noodles. Perfect. I do too. When I first started driving Lyft, I was living in Kissimmee because I was dog sitting. And the rental program, I had to come back here to Tampa to pick up the car, which was great because I moved back to this side of the state, and I was living in St. Pete, and once a month you'd go over, you'd get the car inspected, and They were always so pleased with my cars because I kept them so clean. I got a membership at a car wash, and I would go and vacuum out the car and clean it. And I highly recommend to keep your car smelling wonderful. Turtle Wax makes a air freshener that's not a freshener. It's an odor neutralizing spray called Odor X, and has the little turtle on the label and everything. So it's Turtle Wax product. And it works so well. It doesn't have a heavy scent to it, very, very mild fragrance. But what it does is kills any odors because it kills the bacteria causing the odors. And anytime I got somebody in my car who smelled of pot, or heavy cigarettes or cigar or whatever, because there are several cigar bars. I put some of the Odorex in a smaller spray bottle, and they'd get out of the car, and the first thing I'd do is just turn around and spray the back seat area to get rid of that smell. So people get in my car and, oh, this car smells so new and fresh. But which kept my 5-star rating. This car, it's old, it's dingy inside. You can tell it's a 2013. There is no way I can install seat covers in there to make it look better. And I'd have to have it professionally done. And that's too expensive for me. So I'm waiting until I can get another car of some sort. Oh no, Anna Grace, that sucks. Okay, Luca, that's luckily nobody ever got in with a turkey sandwich, but no, I would have to touch it to have a reaction to it. Yeah, I have to touch it to have a reaction. A little piece of broccoli stuck to the bottom of the spoon. Giovanna, I'm in the top? Huh? That doesn't make sense to me. You're the top, you're the Mona Lisa. Anyhow, that's what came to mind when he said, you're the top. Of course I do. It was $76 a day with the tax and everything. Because this is 4th of July week. it's more expensive. I had to look it up. That's why I couldn't tell you all earlier. A little of both, Annie. A little of both. It's cheaper than a lot of the other places. And again, 4th of July week, it's going to be more expensive. This weekend was Pride weekend. Next weekend is 4th of July. So all the hotels are booked. The pet fee is $25 a day. So yeah, that was an extra on top of that I had to pay. I am going to, when my Social Security comes in, I'm going to pay through Tuesday, I think, if I can afford it. Because I don't want to move out of here anytime soon if I can help it. And I'm going to spend, probably because I didn't see it. Not ignoring, just didn't see. I've put in for subsidized, that's the word I'm looking for, subsidized housing. For seniors, it is income-based housing. I thought it was per reservation too, but here it is per day. The other place, it was $50 a day. So this is cheaper. Exactly, Luca. And I've been doing okay with the TikTok shop. I've been getting enough sales that the few items a couple of months back that I bought on the refundable sample, I've gotten refunded on all of them. The last two, the refunds were started today, so I'll get them 3 to 7 business days. So probably Wednesday or Thursday, I'll get paid back for those because they usually come pretty quick. And that's almost $40 because one was 18 something and the other one was 19. And I still can't get over the knife sets or kitchen sets. They were free samples. I thought I'd get one. I couldn't believe it when they sent me all 4 things that I put in for. And I put in for 4 different colors so I could show their color representation as well. So, Kel's surprise, I was able to show the color representation as well. But the company is HEESEM, Hesem. I no clue on pronunciation, but this is the pink. That purple set is gorgeous. Yes, and that one's strictly a knife set. It doesn't have any of the utensils other than kitchen scissors, but it has the steak knives. Yeah, the cream color, I like that one, and I wish the green looked like that, but I like the green because it's the one that has the utensils are smaller. And the pink is that way too. They're not, but the pink, no, it is, it's the combo of silicone. Feels like it probably has a plastic core, but it's silicone. This is the pink. And see how nice and small that ladle is. And this is the only one that came with a whisk. So it's got a whiskey business. Anyway, sorry. Did I make that bad pun? I really did. But the handles of these are nice looking too, because they've got the little like chrome detail. But that purple is beautiful. But anyhow. I'm going to sell 3 after I've done the lily pad. My day got thrown to the wolves. I ate my brunch at 2:30 in the afternoon. So I was going to eat dinner at 10, only that happened right after 10. And I did not get cooking dinner a little after 10 like I had planned. Instead, I was downstairs trying to get a hold of somebody to let them know that the light fell out of the ceiling. They're on an automatic, motion sensor, and after a certain amount of time, they'll shut off on their own. So, like 10:05, the lights went out, just as I was getting ready to go live. And I went like this to, create motion. The lights came back on. 5 seconds after the light came on, it went shink, boom, and fell out of the ceiling. And Heimdall absolutely lost his mind. He did not like that thing swinging from the ceiling at all. There you go. Oh my God, I love the screen name. Janeway Needs Coffee. Yes, I am a Star Trek fan. And yes, I loved Captain Janeway. I wasn't as crazy about Voyager overall as a series, but I loved Chakotay and Janeway. And the fellow who played, I think it was Ensign Kim, he came to a convention here and he got everybody who was these are nerds. Nerds don't run, but he got a group of nerds to go for a morning run with him because he runs marathons. No, I did it in a fry pan. I actually have a small Encounter cooktop here. So it's a little glass top stovetop, but it's 2-burner. So it's perfect. This room has an actual little kitchenette. It's like a studio. It has 2 beds, the kitchen counter, sink, the little stovetop, there's a microwave, and there's an exhaust vent if you need it, and a full-size refrigerator. Not a house one, but an apartment-size one. It's actually the same refrigerator pretty much that I had in my trailer, same style. And then this room has the accessible bathroom. So it has the handheld shower head, and though it does have a tub and it's fairly high-sided, it has a seat. So I can sit on the edge and slide it, sit down and swing my legs over that way. so I can safely get in and out of the tub and shower, which is heavenly. I don't know. I'm going to stay as long as I can because this is the most comfortable I've been since having to leave my friends. Actually, even the house wasn't as comfortable as this because I didn't have a bed at the house. I had a lounger, a reclining section of a couch that instead of a footrest coming up, it was an actual lounger seat. So it was comfortable, but not, if you know what I mean. And it was leather, so that was not comfortable. That's too big a bite. My mom, I could hear her in the back of my head going, "What are you doing?" Exactly, Anna Grace, one day at a time. And when I cut the veggies, I did them the ones that needed to be cooked first. So like the red and orange bell pepper went in first, then the carrots, then the cauliflower or broccoli, and then the cauliflower and the sugar snap peas went in last because they cook the quickest. And then I poured the stew over the top, added a little bit of chicken stock because I don't have any beef stock, but I wanted to thin it out to cook the vegetables down. And since it wasn't evaporating enough, I added a small handful of egg noodles, just enough to absorb the excess liquid. So it has like 8 little potatoes in it. It was not a lot of potatoes in the stew can this time. I love their canned stew from the church. It's better than Dinty Moore. Or who's the other one that makes, Hormel makes a canned stew. That's not bad, but the church one's the best. And it's a perfect single serving can. It's not a huge can. So it's like the same size as Campbell's soup cans. So yeah. If you're wondering what the humming noise is, I've got a fan blowing to cool down the food a bit. So nope, not crazy in the head. It's my little my cute little fan that I just absolutely love. That was a freebie from TikTok Shop, that was sent to me, and I'm absolutely enamored with this fan. This is the cutest fan I've ever gotten since January. It is what it is, Broadway baby. Life happens and you adjust. Aha, there's the other edge of that label. when I was cutting up the bell pepper, I didn't realize there was still a little of the label stuck to the bell pepper. So the bell pepper label was in the pot. It's like, wait, why is there something white and plasticky looking in there? It was the label. The first is Wednesday. I will have my Healthy Rewards card Wednesday. And I will use that to get some more food. At least one more bell pepper. And a thing of mushrooms. Not down, just worn down. Today has been the roller coaster emotional day, so. You don't move trailers that are over 40 years old. Actually, it's illegal to move a trailer over 10 years old. Because of settling and stuff. They would not transport safely. So, yeah, all of $24 a month. We're trying to get that fixed, but anyhow, well, it's decreased plus because I'm not paying lot rent anymore, and they don't look at storage as something that they count, and they don't count my car insurance either. So if I was paying a car payment, that would count, but not insurance, and not, they don't count gas, they don't count storage, but they will count the hotel. And since most of my hotels have been, people have sent me money and I have paid it off of my cards, so they will count that. So I have got to go in, and the last time I went into the office, their computer was down and we couldn't do it. So I got to go tomorrow and take care of that. Damn it, I missed my mouth. I think there's a carrot or potato on the floor right next to your head, Heimdall. He found it. Okay. That versus sleeping in the car. Tell me which you think would be more advisable. I don't have a permanent place to stay yet. And I really don't want to Yes, but I can't get into a standard apartment. I don't have the credit, and I don't have the down payment and all of that. And because I was evicted, most apartment complexes will turn me down. The only thing I'm going to get into is income-related senior housing, but the waiting limit is 6 months to 3 years. So depending on which place you're looking at. So I'm doing the best that I can where I can. Yep, exactly. And I do not make, I make $1,100 a month. Most apartments, even a studio, is like $900 a month or more, depending on where you're looking. So I don't qualify anywhere except for low-income senior housing, but they're full. So I have to wait for basically someone to, there we go. I told you, 15-minute timer. Excuse me. You have to wait for someone to either go to assisted living or pass away. And my aunt moved out of her low-income apartment 3 years ago. And honestly, if I'd known what was going to happen, I would have tried to get in there right then and there, because Anthony, not if I can help it. The states that would be more reasonable priced are very red. And women are not well looked after. So they're not states I want to go to. And plus, I don't want to go into up north into the snow. Virginia was bad enough for me snow-wise. I can't imagine being in a state. Pinellas County is more blue than red. I've lived here most of my life. And you have snow probably 3 or 4 months in the winter, minimum. Virginia, we would have a month or two of pretty heavy snow most of the time. There was, in the 18 years I was there, there were about 3 years that we almost saw no snow the whole winter. And it was like little tiny storms, and it was gone within a couple of days. Not enough to even really affect you traffic-wise. Down here we have a hot winter, and then we have a really frigid winter, and then we'll have a super rainy winter. I mean, it's never the same. But we don't have snow on the ground here in Pinellas County, ever. So, in the past we did. And 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we had so much rain that the streets were flooded every time I turned around. This year, the rains we have had have been heavy enough to flood the streets. We're still recovering from the hurricanes, though, and that's part of it. Spring Hill's a nice area, but it's Pasco, and I don't like Pasco County. Their sheriff's department is really, they're bad. Most of the bars in Pasco County don't serve food, so they can get around the no smoking in a restaurant law. Every time I've been stuck up that way, driving Lyft, and I would keep the app on driving back, I would get these people from bars, and they'd get in my car and just reek of cigarette. The sheriff in he's in Polk County is the one that you like. He's the one who goes online and does this fellow and what they did and why they got in trouble, and he's gotten into some serious trouble himself. So there's some controversy about that sheriff. What was it? Somebody got... She got pulled over because the officer was positive he saw her holding a cell phone in her right hand. And she holds her arm up. She's missing from here back, or from here up. There's no right hand. And she said, "How exactly did you see me holding a phone? I don't have a right hand." And he gave her a ticket anyway. All gone. It was perfect. And it was exactly what I needed. Yeah, they did. Of course she did. She fought the ticket and won, I'm sure. I don't really have anything sweet, so I don't have any desserty things. She won, of course. It went viral. But I mean, who? Yeah. Anyway. It was good, and I tell you what, I made it last a little over a week. I had a little here, a little there, a little here. Not enough to really jar my blood sugar, but enough to give my sweet tooth a happy dance. Rhubarb pie is one of my favorites. It's just so good. And rhubarb is so delightfully tart. So my seltzer water is gone. Yeah. Now, my favorite thing is lemon meringue pie. But meringue doesn't last a week in the fridge. The meringue kind of dissolves into liquid. So, yeah, I can't eat corn. I love yellow squash, but I can't eat corn. Anthony, probably about 3 in the morning. I am not a morning person. I am a night owl, 100%. Blueberry's good. A little sweeter, though. Blueberry pie is a little on the sweet side for me. I loved making lemon meringue pie. That was my favorite. And I get that sheep's milk cheese from the Greek deli. It's a cream cheese, but it's made from sheep's milk. It's a little drier than like Philadelphia cream cheese. You let it get all the way to room temperature, and it melts and is very soft, and then you can work it and use it. And I make cheesecakes with that. I get sheep yogurt and that cheese, and the yogurt replaces the sour cream in the recipe. The cheese replaces Philadelphia. And then I had key lime trees, and I make key lime cheesecake. That's so good. So I am not an Aldi fan. Yeah, see, sweetened condensed milk is cow's milk, so I can't have the icebox pies. And plus that has whipped cream on the top, and I can't have that either. Yeah, McDonald's brought back the fried apple pies. They're okay. I loved the ones at Checkers, though, because they were covered in cinnamon sugar. And their crust was flakier. Ooh, it was so good. I go to Whole Foods about twice a year. Usually when I have a home or a place to live, to get goat butter. And I've discovered, and it's cheaper, I can get the goat butter at that health food store that I went to this past week down in Tyrone area, actually Central and 66th Street. Earth Origins is the name of it. And I prefer Trader Joe's too, but Trader Joe's, while they have goat yogurt, they don't have sheep milk yogurt, and they don't have goat butter at all. Well, goat butter is real butter. It's just made from goat milk instead of cow's milk, so I can have it. Whole Foods is pricey. It's pricey on a lot of things, but you can still find good deals there. So I do go to Whole Foods twice a year, and I look for, like, in their produce department, they'll have some good deals. And it's the only place that I can get Brussels sprouts on the stalk. And I love to get fresh Brussels sprouts when they're on the stalk. So no, I don't even know about the Too Good To Go. There is a Cost Plus World Market. It's all the way up in Palm Harbor. It is way up the road. One of my former neighbor's son, he works in that shopping center, and he brings home treats for his mom from Cost Plus World Market. Yeah, I was allergic to cow's milk, and they kept me in the orphanage for 3 months testing Sobe, the first soy milk-based formula. And so I was part of a research study. And I missed out on the first 3 months of being held and loved and you know, the way a mother treasures her newborn. And that formed my ability or inability to have a lasting relationship. So I used to love going to Kroger's, and we don't have a Kroger's here in Pinellas County. They have a home delivery Kroger's, but not a physical store you can go shop at least not here in the general area that I live in. So, no. Anyhow, and I have been on here 2 hours and 5 minutes. I think I'm going to bed, or I'm going to get off. Oh, of course. He is an absolute total cuddle puppy. We have one Fresh Market here, one in Countryside, and then there's a bunch of Aldi's. I do not like shopping Aldi's. My best friend does. And what's the other place? There's several like health food stores, like the Earth Origins. There's Rollin' Oats. In Clearwater, there used to be one called Nature's Food Patch. I don't know if it's still there. All these just annoys me. I don't know why. Oh, there's Walmart and Target that have grocery sections. Walmart is predominantly grocery with retail, and Target is more retail with a working their way into having grocery. But there's one other. Sprouts. That's the name I couldn't think of. Sprouts. Those have popped up everywhere. So, about 15-20 minutes drive. It's only like 8 or 9 miles, but stoplights, lots of stoplights, so, and heavy traffic. Target doesn't carry as much, but they have a few specialty items that I like. Though my favorite one was the little packets of olives. They don't carry them now. I haven't been able to find them the last time I went in. The last 4 times I went in. So, yeah, Sprouts is pretty cool. I've been in like twice. The closest Sprouts is on 66th Street. So it's not super close to where I live most of the time. But used to be I would go to Trader Joe's the most. Costco is great if you have a home. And Sam's Club, same thing. If you have a home where you can buy in bulk, that's great. But if you're like I am, living out of my car or a hotel room, it's way too much for a single person. So anyhow, I am gonna go. I'm tired. And my neck is hurting. It's one of those nights. Actually, that's specifically what this is for, is muscle aches and pains. It's magnesium, Epsom salts. I hate massage. Absolutely cannot stand. Partially, I don't like that kind of pressure touch. The fibromyalgia does not gel well with massage, but and they always wanted to massage parts of the body that's highly sensitive. And I'm going, wee! Please don't touch me there. Yeah. "12-in-1 magnesium complex." We're going to see if this actually helps me sleep better and stuff. Wow. Right down to the nitty and the gritty there. Yeah. Exactly. Some areas it hurts too much, and other areas you're just too ticklish sensitive, reactive sensitive, and they push down, and you're like, whoa! So yeah. Oh, and I can guarantee that's going to be a meme. I'm sorry I did that face. That's going to be a meme. I should know by now. They really love making memes out of me. I gotta go. I'm something. I don't know what it is, but I'm something. Let me get my... I tell you what, this freaking stuff is working. I'm not going to tell you how I know because it's gross, but it's definitely doing its job. It's the kidney and liver cleanse, and this one's for lymphatic drainage. And the combo of the two are doing their job really well. Okay, this is the one that helps me sleep without my legs driving me crazy. Tulsi Holy Basil. It's quite a combo, but anyway. Yeah. I hope she's enjoying her notoriety as my former friend. 'Cause she was my friend. She was the person I cared about the most that lived in the park. She's the one that I was always concerned whether She had enough to eat because she had her son and her grandkids there. And I got food for her through the church frequently. I did a lot to try and help her. And I feel very betrayed by what's going on. Yep. And the whole, I'm there in the park and doing dirty stuff to them, and I haven't been back. So, anyhow. All right. Yeah, it is time to go to bed. I've taken everything but the reflux raft. So, and I will do that just before I go to sleep. It works. It really works. I haven't had to take the omeprazole since I started that. And I actually had an easier time with the day after I take the Manjaro shot. I'm wrecked. And I was not wrecked this week. I didn't notice it last week because life was a little in turmoil, but this past week, I noticed I was not as wrecked. And so I'm going to have a conversation with my doctor about it. I go to see her on the 9th, I think it is. No, the blood draws on the 9th. Yeah, I am never selling Heimdall. Heimdall is my world. And the people who think that it's really funny to make this bullshit up about me selling my dog or taking my dog from me or any of the other things that they've done. They even did an AI meme with Heimdall looking very sad in a pet shop window. Yeah, they all need to get a life, touch some grass, or go stand on the beach in the sand and get grounded with the world again, because they're not. And the people who say I mistreat him, I'm sorry. This dog is more spoiled. He gets everything he could possibly want. Yes, there was a time period that I didn't have the money, and we were battling with the fleas, and I was doing everything I could to get rid of them, and bathing him with the Dawn, because that's better than any flea shampoo. But the problem was it was winter still. It was freaking cold. I couldn't bathe him as often as I wanted to. And that made it difficult. And we finally found something that worked, and we got rid of the fleas. He no longer has the fleas. He is not sitting there scratching and itching and, oh, that's, sorry, that's the other bed. There he is. Sound asleep. Yeah. And it does. What finally worked in PetSmart, they carry a on-the-shelf brand that's a flea pill that kills the fleas that's on the dog, and then you spray down the house and clean everything. And it's 6 days worth, and I gave them to him one every other day, and it worked. It got rid of the fleas. So Sue found out about it because they took in some kittens, and the kittens were completely eaten up with fleas, which of course gave the whole household a flea issue, and because they already had 3 dogs in the house. And so they've gotten rid of the fleas by using this, And so she bought an extra package for me, and it worked. So yeah, he's well fed, he's well cared for, he is definitely loved. He's bathed. I groom him myself. I don't have the money to take him to a professional groomer. So no, he doesn't look professionally groomed. He looks a little bit like a schnauzer about half the time. But he's brushed, combed, whatever. The toenails are the thing that's really bothering them, and I'm working on that with the grinder. Every other day I'm taking the grinder to them, so they're not I'm not taking them too short too fast. So he is my baby. What are you talking about? There's nothing wrong around his ears. His ears are fine. If he was mad around his ears, would he be sleeping like that? No. The only time he does that is right after we've gone outside. I have to wash his paws. And we have got fire ants all over the place. I am so terrified he's going to get bit by a fire ant, because if he gets fire ants on him, I can't get rid of them. I'm so allergic to them. Wendy is very negative, yes. Wendy has been more negative the longer she's been on listening to the other people, I guess. He did in the past. I haven't had to use them now for a couple of months. I try to bathe him about every other week. I would love to do it every week, but it's more like every other week. So I don't want to dry out his skin. The problem with using this is I can't get it high enough up into the hairline to stop where it's really hurting. The pain is up here, and that's up in my hair. So I can't rub cream into that. Pixie dust, it depends on how active and outdoors your dogs are and how big they are and what breed they are as to how often you have to bathe and groom. And he's a poodle. He needs bathing more often because he has hair, not fur. And he has to be groomed about every 4 to 5 weeks because he has hair, not fur. So I have to trim him frequently. It's very different when you have a dog that has hair and not fur. So fur dogs, you brush them a lot, and you need to use like the shedding comb or something on them because they shed a lot. He doesn't shed. He's like us. He loses a hair here and a hair there because it's hair. So it's a completely different situation. He is actually the first dog I've had in 40 some years that had hair and not fur. All of my dogs have had, I've had 3 that have massive undercoat sheds. Uno just had a double coat, and he shed twice a year. He was not bad. King had a triple coat. King was part timber wolf. King shed like it had snowed across the house. Just shed. So, yeah, you have different types of fur, different types of coats. Wendy, when you're criticizing my dog, you're not being a helpful, friendly person. You're ticking me off, because this is a, none yo business kind of thing. I'm sick and tired of the people coming at me about my dog, and I really would like to dump the lot of them for a good dunking in the Gulf of Mexico to clear their heads. Yeah, and pixie dust, when they get really long hair, the problem is it goes into dreads. And unlike the Portuguese water dog, who's supposed to have dreads, they're not. And those dreads cause them to get sores, because it's pulling tight at the base and hurts their skin. So when he gets a dread, I cut it out. I don't try to cut it. I don't try to comb it or groom it. I cut it out, because that way it takes the pressure off. You cut it close to the base, and it knots. So yeah, matting is painful for dogs. Exactly. And that's basically what it is matting. He is never allowed to get to the point of matting. The minute I start to feel, because I hold him a lot, especially when I was driving all the time, he was in this arm, and I could feel on his back legs when he would start to get a mat, and I would just grab the scissors and cut it real quick. So, and then I bathe him and groom him and use the shaver on him. It's sitting over on the bed because I've switched the head out. It's not on the groomer right now. It's the grinder, because the toenails. We're trying to get those down. I couldn't find the charging cable for I finally found it. It has a different end to it, and I don't know how I lost it, but I finally found it the other day. It was all things. I put all of my charging cables that were on my bedside table in this, and I found it in the bottom of my pill bag. I went, oh my God, that's where it was. I've still got a few charging cables and stuff in here. So, like, this one is for my the battery for my brain. What is brain? The electric scissors. Can I find the electric scissors? No, they were packed. And they're somewhere in the back of the storage shed. But when I find them, I've got the cable. Anyway. I think it also works on the little vacuum that I have. So, which is sitting at the front of the storage. I know where the vacuum is. I just don't know where my electric scissors are. I use those for cutting down boxes. The incontinence underwear I get them in the box. So it's 3 packages of the underwear in a big pink box. And I would sit there on my porch and cut down boxes because I get one a week. And the only way I could throw them away is to cut it down into small pieces, and then it would fit into a garbage bag. So much easier. Yeah, I'm going to have to go probably in the next couple of days. I've got to go down to St. Pete to go to the office where the food stamps is done. So when I do that, I'll probably go buy storage. But AI summary, discussing grooming tips for a poodle's hair, not fur. I love it. Anyway, I've been sitting here holding my foot back because Heimdall was laying between my feet for so long, and I forgot he's not there. I could move my foot and make it more comfortable. He's right there. He's on the bed behind me. He's like, I'm not staying on the floor. This isn't comfortable. I'm going to the bed. He's smarter than I am. Honestly, this little dog figured out that treat ball faster than anything. He picks it up and carries it over to the towel I have on the floor for him so that he can roll it easier. Because he can roll it on the towel, he can't roll it on the smooth floor. So he sits there and he shoves it till he flips it over. He eats whatever comes out of it. Then he picks it up, carries it over the towel, and starts rolling it again. He is very, very smart. No. The only place I can get the ones that fit me and are comfortable consistently is Walmart. And they're the cheapest at Walmart. So the ones from my Humana online, they're not comfortable. They're either way too small or just not comfortable. And yeah, the Walmart ones are the best. So, but my Healthy Rewards card pays for them at least 3 times. So I need to start not ordering it, but going to the store and buying it, because then I can use the rewards card for the necessities and pay cash or with debit card or whatever for the actual groceries. So the rewards card will stretch longer in the month. But when I order online, it automatically goes to the rewards card. What? Okay. Okay, on Amazon, it's a powder and you mix it with water. It makes it soft and easier to cut. What the heck are you talking about? Somebody else asked about intimate apparel, and you came up with this about his name. It's like, why would my intimate apparel mix with water to make it soft? Oh, good Lord, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't need these kind of brain twisters. I have no clue what you're talking about, but okay, something that makes it easier to trim his nails. I've never heard of that. I just usually, if I'm going to actually clip them, I do it after he's had a bath, because his nails have been in the water longer, and so they get, just like us. I have no idea what it is that you mix with water and whatever for the dog's nails. But okay. I don't see an earlier comment that makes me yeah, I don't see a comment about why you get the powder or what the name of the powder is or anything. Yes, and I actually somewhere in storage have the nail clipper that has the flashlight or an LED light built into it. The one that came with the grooming tool does not. This one is more basic. There's no flashlight here. But it does catch the nails in the little, so they don't go flying off. But yeah. Anyway. And then I have for grooming the paws, for in between the paw pads, I have the little tiny one. And I use this also right here on his nose so that I don't like going with scissors near his face because he's too jerky. And this is safer. And I can get those little tiny hairs right here that go into his eyes. So, yeah, I was very confused too, Cindy Lim. It was a definite left field comment for me. I think we're all going to be laughing on that one for a little while. This grooming set has a head for it that does the grinding, and it's a lot quieter than most of the nail file ones that are standalone. So he's not as afraid of it. He lets me do it. But yeah, we all needed that laugh, and that's going to be one that's going to last with us for a while. Oh yeah, okay. Anyway. All right, why are we not charging? There we go, we're charging again. Yeah, this is part of the reason why I always keep his harness on when we're going to be anywhere that he could get loose, because I can get a leash on him easier. Well, Cindy Lynn, the fact that we were talking about intimate apparel, incontinence underwear, and she came out of left field with it's a powder that you get it wet and it makes it softer. I'm like, what? My baloney has a first name, it's Oscar. My baloney has a second name, it's Mayer. Somebody just asked me, do I like bologna? Bologna. Yes, I do. Oh, I didn't even catch that part, but yeah, who's him? Oh. Well, the him was actually what gave me a clue that we weren't still talking about intimate underwear. Ooh, fried bologna. That's so good. Do you know to cut cut just from the middle out to the edge on the bologna so that when you fry it, it doesn't curl up? Don't snap. Yeah, that ain't going to be happening anytime soon. No, I'd have to date to even consider the number 5 coming in. So bologna sandwiches, yep. Oh, that's really cute too. Cut it into a star. Excuse me. I don't know which one of my items gave me the hiccups, but I just burped. It's not a hiccup and it's not a burp, it's a hic burp. Poor man's steak, yeah. Like I said, my bologna has a first name, it's Oscar. My bologna has a second name, it's Mayer. I love to eat it every day, and if you ask me why, I'll say, because Oscar Mayer has a way with Bologna. Shades of our commercial jingle chat the other day. I remember a lot of those little jingles from when I was a kid. A lot of us are in the 60s in age group. Do you all remember when you could collect like the lids from cereal boxes to get special prizes? There was a Woody the Woodpecker door knocker thing that you would hook on the door, and it would go down a little like channel or something that it hung on, and it was a little, you'd wind them up and Woody the Woodpecker would go down the door and knock. I wanted that thing so bad. Mom very graciously bought the cereal, and I got my Woody the Woodpecker door knocker, and I had that thing for so long. Yeah, where's the beef? Well, that wasn't a jingle so much as just the little old lady who came up and, where's the beef? Yes, I do remember that. That was more of a slogan instead of a jingle. That's like asking the Madge at the beauty shop, and she'd be doing the nails, and they'd say, why is it that you're something about how nice the nails come out, and or why her hands always look so soft, and she said, it's Palmolive, you're soaking in it. And they lift their hands out. Palmolive, yes, it has emollients in it that softens your skin while you're doing the dishes. And why do your hands always look so good? But it's Palmolive, you're soaking in it. You've never had Spam. Spam is an experience. If you go to Hawaii, they have Spam on everything. But, yeah. I haven't taken the reflex raft. I need to do that before I lay down. I'm always scared when somebody says, you want to hear a joke? Frequently, I didn't really want to hear the joke they wanted to tell. That's about it. There we go. Reflex raft. I like that lemon ginger. Yeah, I get the low sodium usually, but the one I've gotten recently, and you can get individual packets. at Dollar General. So it's just enough for a Spam sandwich, or maybe 2 pieces of matsubi. That's where you fry the Spam in a pan, and then you put it on the thing of rice and wrap it in the nori, the seaweed wrap. It's very popular in Hawaii and Japan and other places. But it's just big enough to make 2 pieces. And I get that, and they have the bacon. It's Spam with bacon in it. So flipping good. I get that one and have that with my eggs at least once a week. I'm trying not to eat sandwiches as much as I used to, because the bread is the really bad part. It is good. Hang on a second. I will grab that and show you. Okay, knees. Let's work. There we go. My legs are shaky tonight. Oof. Alrighty. It's ready to wash. Dollar General, it's like $1.25 a pack. But it's like the little packages you get of single serve of tuna or whatever, but it's a single serving of Spam. It's delicious. I am not experiencing hair loss, but then again, I take so many supplements. I may be, though I need to get, when I get my check, I need to get the pumpkin again, because pumpkin seed oil is the one that prevents hair loss. Rosemary also helps to prevent hair loss. It tastes kind of like Spam with bacon, like if you cooked bacon and Spam together. That's what it tastes like. There's a definite bacon overnote. So I really like this one. It's delicious with the eggs. So Dollar General is where I found them. And I did notice one of the Walmarts had them, not all of them. I bet if you look on Amazon, you probably can find them. It's just, I love how convenient. It's a hell of a lot easier than getting it out of that darn can. Yep. I hope you can find it, Marla. It's so convenient. When you open the can, when you're a single person, you got to figure out what to do with it, because, Spam is have you ever had scrapple? Are you in the part of the country that has scrapple? I won't eat ham, but I will eat Spam, and Spam is actually made from like ground ham. But the way it's processed, it removes that texture that I don't like about ham. So, spum, 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 lovely spam, wonderful spam. Shut up, bloody Vikings. Anyway, sorry, little Monty Python flashback there. Go on YouTube, look up spam skit from Monty Python, and you will see the whole skit, and it's absolutely hysterical. And we did it in a gong show in high school and won the gong show. That was with Nino's group of friends, the guy I dated. No, only because I don't eat breakfast burritos usually, but I bet it would be good. Scrapple is from Pennsylvania, and it is a combination of like sausage and I forget what else. It's really strange, and it's like made into a kind of like spam is made into a can or a brick or whatever. The scrapple is made into a form, and you cut it and you fry it like you would spam, and you let it sit until it's completely done on one side, and then you flip it and let it sit until it's done on the other side. And it's good. It's different. It's like England's blood pudding, which is a type of like sausage. And it's very acquired taste. Yeah, I saw it in Charlotte, North Carolina, in the Walmart in the grocery section, and I'm like, this is a Pennsylvania treat. What's it doing in North Carolina? But I had to take pictures and send it to a friend of mine. Oh my God, look, there's Scrapple. I was in Charlotte for the Renaissance Festival back in like 2005, and I had forgotten something, and I had to go to the Walmart to get it. And while we were there, we were going through the grocery section to get something to eat for breakfast before heading out to fair, and saw the Scrapple in the case and took pictures, and yeah. Anyhow, okay, I have now delayed my going to bed, and it's now, I've almost made it 3 hours again tonight. I was on 3 hours this afternoon. Anyway, I miss the 70s, honestly. I miss disco. I miss the Wedgwood. I miss hanging out with those friends that I went to the Wedgwood with. I miss going to the El Goya in Ybor City, and my friends that did drag, who talked me into doing drag one weekend. They dressed me up. I ended up looking like Wayne Newton by the time they got done with me, in a tuxedo and everything. I won a drag contest for male drag, you know, as opposed to female. I was a drag king instead of a drag queen. Yeah, I looked like Wayne Newton they dyed my hair black, gave me sideburns. Yeah, I looked like Wayne Newton by the time we got done. It was a lot of fun. The friend that I did that with, we wore the same size clothes. So I wore his tux, he wore my evening gown. Our shoe size was the same. We were pretty much the male-female identical people kind of thing. And he won for drag queen and I won for drag king at that contest. $50 each. We took friends out to dinner. Music from the 70s was great. Yep, that too. Grease came out in, 1978? Um, I loved David Bowie and Elton John and the Village People, and for the easier listening music, the one who did Summer Breeze. Summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine in my mind. Do 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 do. The sweet days of summer, the jasmine's in bloom. July is dressed up and playing her tune. When I come home from a hard day at work and you're standing there, not a care in the world. Oh yeah, John Denver. I loved John Denver. Absolutely loved him. It was 6 feet wide and 8 feet high and soft as a downy chick. It was made from the feathers of 411 geese. Took a whole bolt of cloth for it. The part that I get confused on is that it held 4 hound dogs, something, and a piggy we stole from the shed. We didn't get much sleep, but we had a lot of fun on Grandma's feather bed. Andy and Barry Gibb, yep. And then their younger brother, too. I forgot about Rubber Band Man. Yep, that was a good one. And the Coasters, not the Coasters, the Chicago and Earth, Wind, and Fire, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. When they first started, it was Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. And then Young left, and then Nash left, so it was only, Stills left, so it was Crosby and Nash for a while. And the Commodores, that's the one I was trying to think of. Thank you, the Commodores. And of course, Little Richie and the one who was blind, Stevie Wonder. Love Stevie Wonder. I liked Neil Young. He was not one of my favorites, though. That song that Stevie Wonder did with his child laughing at the beginning in the background, that's one of the cutest songs. I was not a huge Fleetwood Mac fan because I didn't like Stevie Nicks. I could never understand a frickin' word that came out of that woman's mouth. She sang with this, and it just drove me crazy. Yes. In fact, I made dinner while on live. I had a can of beef stew that I added a whole lot of vegetables to, and a small handful of egg noodles at the end. She dressed beautifully, but I couldn't understand a frickin' word that came out of her mouth. You're seriously going to bed? Yeah, I seriously need to myself. I've been on here 3 hours. Duchess, I like that. A layered lace hippie chick. For a long time, I liked the peasant dresses and the cute lace and stuff. Now I go for what's comfortable and convenient. Donna Summers, yep. And oh, let's not forget about Diana Ross. She talk about the queen of everything. I remember the house dresses. You know what? At the beginning, I wasn't too sure about her, but the more I get to know about Lady Gaga, the more I love her. And when she did the album with Tony Bennett, and she did the tribute to Tony Bennett, and I cried my freaking eyes out. She's pure artistry. But you know, Cyndi Lauper is too. Cyndi Lauper is another one who she's changed with the times. She constantly changes it up, and she's just got so much talent in Lady Gaga. Pink is another one, just amazingly talented and changes with the times. And they, all three of them, march to their own tune is the best way to put it. They don't let others influence them. They are the influence. And I think that's wonderful. I don't know her as well. My Holiday that I know is Judy Holiday. I'm in love with a man, Plaza O, 443. What a perfect relationship. I can't see him, he can't see me. He calls me Mom, he thinks I'm 63. Oh, I'll never meet him, and he'll never meet me. No, he'll never meet me. But what does he look like, my sleeping prince? That's from Bells Are Ringing. And that's Judy Holiday. That's one of my favorite songs. And that song has been a trivia question on Jeopardy at least 2, maybe 3 times. What was the phone number, the New York phone number exchange, sung in Bells Are Ringing? And it's Plaza O, 443. What a perfect relationship. Anyway, oh yeah, Whitney Houston. She came and sang the national anthem at Tampa at the Super Bowl in, what was it, 84 or something like that. And she was amazing. And my mom said, I don't like it because she takes too many liberties with the song. She trebles and exercises that amazing vocal cord talent. And I'm like, Mom, it's just she puts her own flavor to it. Anyway. Thank you, Kathy. I have no idea what that one was about. Anyhow, I am going to let you all go. I really do need to go to sleep. Much as we're getting into a really interesting conversation for once. Oh, yeah, she had an amazing vocal range. I did in karaoke her I Will Always Love You. And yes, I had trouble hitting that upper note, but I'd try. I'd try. Y'all have a good night.